It's Wednesday morning here on KSJE, and it's now time to go to the Encouragement Lab, and that is where Dr. Mike Hattabaugh is standing by this morning. Dr. Hattabaugh, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being with us. Last week, we started talking a little bit about love as we get closer and closer to Valentine's Day. You gave us some good advice about preparing early. If folks didn't do that yet, they still can go look at the podcast and get that great advice. But this week, we're talking about the foundation of love.
That's a great idea. Go back and listen to last week, because you'll get some important advice.
That's right.
Do that. But today we're going to continue on, and I want to talk today about foundations.
Okay.
And it's, again, a mistake that a lot of people make in relationships. Last week, actually, you mentioned the fact that love is confusing, that we it's hard to define, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
I can say that I love my wife of 32 years, but I can also say I sure do love my Diet Coke.
Okay.
Do I mean the same thing?
You're not comparing your wife to your Diet Coke. We understand that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Or a couple weeks ago, we argued about, whether or not we should love the movie Cats or not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And also a vague definition of what a movie is.
Right. I was shocked to hear you say you didn't love it, even though you hadn't seen it. But you.
Right. Well, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah. I've seen enough clips.
Okay. Okay.
I still got to go, though, Scott.
You do. I want you to go. I'll buy your ticket. Okay. I want to hear what you thought of it. Okay.
So here's my point is that one of the mistakes we make. So I remember the first time I told my wife I loved her.
Right.
And I knew what it meant. I thought when I said it. But the reality is she didn't understand what I meant by it yet. Or, as a matter of fact, when she first started telling me she loved me, the little cards that I got from her would be like, love ya, L-U-V, love Y-A. Love ya, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Love you.
Right.
So here's my important truth is you need to have a discussion with the person that you're in love with as you begin a relationship. And even afterwards, you can be together a long as me, 30 plus years. And it's important that every now and then you stop and say, okay, here's what love means to me. What does it mean to you? And you have to be on that same page and go, okay, is how I'm defining love the same as how you're defining love? So let's talk about that. And that discussion is really important. So I'm not going to define here what that means because I've counseled enough couples to tell you that for one couple, the importance of what that word means is different than what another couple might define it as.
Right.
But what's important is that you both understand that your meanings are the same before you continue in a relationship. Because at some point, you have boundaries that come up and you go, wait a minute, you say you love me, but you go and do this. I can't live that way. So that's why it's important to define it. So it's really important early on in a relationship, and right now, Valentine's Day is a great time to talk about it, so when I say I love you, here's what it means. What does it mean when you say you love me? What does that mean? And are we on the same page? We don't have to be perfect.
Right.
You don't have to line up exactly right, but you better get that clear because then that leads to a lot of heartache in relationships down the road when people find out, oh, when you said you love me, you meant this, as opposed to when I said I love you, I meant this.
Exactly. Well, and that is good advice, and again, can make for a stronger foundation for this budding relationship, correct?
Right. And so the truth is that all of us have deal breakers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just use, for instance, let's use, if my partner has to love the movie Cats in order for me to be compatible with them.
Right. Oh, dear.
Then I might have a problem, right?
Yes. Oh, no.
Now, I'm using that outrageous example as most people are going, oh, that's silly. I could love somebody. Exactly. There are a lot of things that I can love my partner that we disagree with, but there are other things that I can't. Mm-hmm. I can't exist in a relationship with somebody. So, for instance, I can't live in a relationship where somebody doesn't tell me the truth.
Sure.
That's important to me. Telling the truth always is important to me.
Right.
And yet I know couples that know that their partner lies to them constantly. Now, they don't lie to them about things that they find to be incredibly vital in their relationship, but almost everything out of their mouth is a lie. All right? I literally know a couple like this.
Wow. Okay.
But guess what? In that particular relationship, it doesn't bother the partner that their spouse lies all the time like that. I couldn't live that way, but this person can. And so, we could argue whether or not that's healthy or not. But the point is that
But it works for them.
It works for them, and they know that quality about. Now, I'm guessing if, matter of fact, this person would lie if you said, "Are you a liar?" They would say no.
Right. Okay.
But
Yeah.
I know that their partner knows that this person has a hard time with the truth.
Okay.
But yet they're willing to live with that, and because all of us have some messed up parts of us, and we have to understand that going in, is that there are certain ways I can and can't communicate to my partner, and that's part of that foundation of I love you anyway, and I know this part about you, and as long as you honor what is important to me, then that's the important thing. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to be intentionally vague here, but I'm trying to say is that what's important is that the two of you sit down and figure out here's what we value together.
Right. Well,
and that's what drives a relationship forward.
Right. And I think, when you start using that L word in a relationship, that's a pretty significant step for most couples, is it not?
Right. Some people can't even say the word, right? It's the L word.
That's right. Yeah.
Remember the Fonz? He couldn't.
That's
couldn't
right.
Say.
That's true.
He was wrong, I think, or something, wasn't it?
That's true.
Some people have that with the love word.
Yeah. But that's why you're telling us that it's good to have a conversation about the use of that word, and what it means.
You didn't even have to say the word to have the conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
What does it mean? What are our core values? What's your core values? What's the most important part of what a relationship is to you?
Yes.
And what's mine, and are those compatible?
Good advice. All right. Dr. Hattabaugh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I love talking with you every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
We'll see you next week. That is Dr. Mike Hattabaugh joining us from the Encouragement Lab every Wednesday right here on KSJE Farmington.